how you would kind of think that it's set up, like 1, 2, 3, 4. It is like that, but it actually goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So you're on setting 1 right now. When I go to setting 2, it's 2, 3 is 3, 4 is 4. But when you press 1 twice, you're going to go to your 5th setting.
Okay.
So when you press 2 twice, you're going to go to your 6th, 3 twice, 7, and so on and so on. So people can set it up whichever way that you would like, but what I prefer to do is just go by 1, 2s, and like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on.
Or just go by standards. Do 4 quarter, 5 quarter, 6 quarter, 8 quarter, 10, 12, 14, 16, which is an industry standard, which is what we're going to be cutting anyways.
So if you ever put in a custom setting here, you do have to save it. It's not going to save automatically. You have to manually save. So to do that, you're going to go into manual mode and then press the up arrow, and it's going to give you this configuration menu. And you have save, calibrate head, set your kerf, and other. Your kerf is already set, factory set. Calibrate head if for any reason that you set your mill head at 12 and it was saying 12 and a quarter or something like that, you can recalibrate your head to, it's gonna, when you put it on 12, it's gonna say 12 on your menu here. And other is just diagnostics and stuff like that. But you'll get into that. It's a little bit, say you had a problem or anything, you would just go in here, go to other, and run a diagnostic and see what's acting up. So you have 3 different modes here. You have auto down, which is what you were talking about, where you just bump it once and it's going to drop that inch after every cut. So you're going to be wanting to cut an inch. I'd go about an inch and a 16th.
Okay.
And we're going to cut. We'll cut one board at an inch and a 16th, and then we're going to measure it and make sure that it's cutting at an inch. If it's not, then we'll go up. But so I want to cut at an inch and a 16th. So I'm going to save that.
Now, okay. So I do got a question then. If you set it at an inch and a 16th, is it going to cut? Is it going to measure an inch?
So you're pretty much cutting out that 16th because of the blade. I'm raising it a 16th to compensate for the blade.
Okay.
I was told that these computer systems compensate for the blade right off the bat. So if you set it at an inch, it's going to cut an inch. I've had a little bit of a issue with that. I don't know, and I think that's kind of where your kerf comes into play. But I'm not really sure. You have all these different settings. You have 16, so you can set these to whatever you'd like for auto down. The same thing for auto up. So instead of bumping it down and dropping an inch and a 16th, you'll bump it up and it's going to go up an inch and a 16th.
Okay.
So those 2 functions are the same. They just do the opposite. Pattern mode is where it gets a little bit tricky. So pattern, you have the same thing with the auto down. You have all of your 16 settings. This is a little bit different. So what it's saying is you're going to be cutting, say you have a square cant, you're going to be cutting an inch and an 1/8 all the way down to the bed. Mm-hmm. So it's going to stop you at an inch and an 1/8 as your last cut. And you could set that however, if you want to cut a 2-inch off the top, you'll go 2-inch off the top. We'll just do 1 1/4 inch, so I don't have to click so much. You want to do an inch off your next cut, and then you'll do oh shoot, I messed it up here. Sorry about that.
Yeah, she's a little touchy, I can tell.
Yeah, so pretty much mode. I'll go an inch there, and then say I want to go an inch all the way down to the bottom. I want to do my 1 1/4 inch off the top, and then I'll do inch all the way down to the bottom. So I have my inch set in here. I'm going to press this again, and it's going to change all these to an inch.
Changes them, so you don't have to change each one of them individually.
Right.
Nice.
So yeah,
whatever you set it at last is what it's going to set the next one.
Exactly. So whatever your bottom measurement is what it's going to cut down to and stop at.
Okay.
And you could set that at 4 inches. Say you wanted to make some 4x4s, but you wanted to get some inch off the top. Set your inch, and then it'll stop you at 4, and then you can just cut down to an inch and stop at 4 again.
That's a great way to actually take your boards and maximize them too. After you do your first top cut, you see, well, I can get 2 2s, and then you want the center, it's burl or whatever. You could maximize your board by doing that, which is nice.
What I do a lot is say that I'm making a bunch of cants, so I'm doing some 16 settings. It just kind of gets a little bit tricky with programming it, but it's really simple once you dive into it. Any questions on that? Because it can kind of get a little bit tricky.
I think he's